Well, good morning, everybody. It is a new week. We're right outside of Chattanooga, Tennessee, and I am on my way. Remember a couple weeks ago when I said I've never played a Lucky Dog before? So I'm really excited to go to Lucky Dog Guitars. We're going to get to play one. Now, I don't know how much shooting video I'm going to be able to do, so it might be just I'll leave you in the car and then come. Yeah, man, I'm super excited about it. Okay, let's just turn this volume all the way down. So yeah, that's what we're doing. It's going to be a good morning. I'm excited to play some guitars that I have not played before. Just trying to figure out how to get out of this KOA. It's like amazing here. Anyway, that's what we got. We'll see what happens. Well, I'm just now leaving Lucky Dog. I got a new hat. I will wear this hat proudly. Those guitars are amazing. Unbelievable stuff. Super fun. Great guy. More on that later. He's building a shop right now, and so he didn't want to do a bunch of video stuff because you should definitely check out Lucky Dog. Really nice, and what a great guy. Just to me, that's almost more important. Just really great guy. So we had a lot of fun, and yeah, man, super cool. I guess we need to go ship some orders now. So I really wanted to shoot what I was doing on the bench next in a video, but Leslie's actually having a meeting, so we kind of have to obviously share in a small space. I can't shoot video at the same time that she is having a meeting, so and I didn't want you to miss this next part I was doing with these pickups. Let's go play with the RC car for a minute. Last night I actually put in, I'll show you. Well, I got new wheels and tires. We went with an aluminum actual bead lock and a tire compound that is wicked sticky and a lot softer. So that's pretty sweet. And they're bead locks. They actually have real bead locks on the backside. And then I replaced all the plastic suspension links with stainless. So hopefully we'll have a lot less torque twist when playing with this thing. And the wheels are a little taller too. Probably gonna have to do some trimming, which is what I want to go test right now. Let's go try it. All right, let's just see how sticky these tires are. That's pretty sticky. Yeah, full bind. Gonna have to do some trimming. Yeah, I'm super proud of these tires. I like them. These are, I'll leave a link to all this stuff in the description if you are at all into this RC stuff. You probably already know about all this junk, but I'm new to it, so it's pretty awesome. Trying to go over on that other side, but I don't know if it's gonna happen. It's all right, man. I guess it's time to go back to work. Okay, so people were wanting to know, more specifically from the last video we did, why we would use the original parts from a Fender wide range, Squire pickup instead of just ditching the whole thing and putting a new pickup in it, because it doesn't seem like cost effective, but actually it really is. So if you look at this pickup here, so this is the size of a regular humbucker, you know, normal ones, normal guitars, normal ones we make. This is a wide range humbucker. It is much bigger. It's longer and it's wider this way. So if your guitar is cut for this, there's really no way to minimize that size. So you have to use the original base plate and the original this. And I mean, I could actually use replacement bobbins in this guitar, because this particular Squier has just regular humbucker bobbins on the inside. So if you see them, they fit in here. See how much smaller than the base plate they are? Now this is the first time I've ever seen one like this. Most of them are a special bobbin that have a stud that comes off the bottom of it where the wire hooks up. So this is the first time I've actually seen, I've done tons of these, and this is the first time I've seen one that's just a regular humbucker bobbin on the inside. So theoretically we could have just wound a whole new set, but I'm going to use as many of his original parts as possible. So all of the screw slugs and springs and all of the assembly screws are all going to be the same. The only thing we're going to change is the actual wire on the bobbins, and we're actually going to replace the magnets with these are the old ones. We're going to replace the magnets with some magnets that we use and like, and it's going to give it the sound that we are looking for, at least a properly good humbucker sound instead of a, these are so terrible, they're so terrible. But we'll use as many original components as possible, and it's going to sound way better. Alright, so the Squier pickups are rewound and reassembled. Now we need to wax pot them. They got wax and junk all over them from being on the bench, but they'll clean up perfect. And then this is actually going to go into a pickguard. So tomorrow we will be building that pickguard. It's going to be pretty awesome. Actually, we're going to be building a bunch of pickguards this week. So here's a bunch of humbuckers that we're going to put together. We got a pair here. We got one here that's actually going to go with these two strats. So we're going to put together a bunch of loaded pickguards today, like 3 of them I think. So let me get these all assembled, and then we get them wax potted, and I'll show you what I'm talking about with the loaded pickguard stuff. This one in particular is going to be very interesting. I think you're going to see it's a little weird, but pretty cool. For those of you hawk-eyed viewers who saw 2 cream bobbins on the table, I'm not making a double cream bobbin. In fact, my vendor actually makes them mismatched just a little bit, so you can't make a cream bobbin because of, you know, that other guy that causes such a problem. So this is actually going to have a cover on it. I just order them this way and then put covers on them because it works. So for anybody that is working on like small wires or any kind of wires like this, I'll leave a link to these in the description. They have been invaluable to me. Leslie calls them the dinosaur strippers because they look like a dinosaur. But I can strip all 4 of those lead wires with one click like that. Let me just adjust the back of this right here. It's super cool, man. It works really good and it's cheap. I'll leave a link in the description. Alright, so we made all of these pickups, and they actually all went in loaded pickguards. So I don't know if you know this or not, but loaded pickguards are a thing we do. We have it on the website. I'll leave a link to it. It might be my favorite thing to do. It's fun to build loaded pickguards for Strats and Teles and stuff like that. So here is the 3 that we built, and they're all a little unique. So this these are the Squier pickups that we rewound from last week. We made a video on that. So we're going to put 2 500K pots and a new 3-way switch in there. And then here we've got a pair of DAFs and a 3-way switch and a Strat pickguard, and it's going to have probably 2 volumes and a tone. And then this is kind of unique. The customer actually asked for a backwards single hum, so hum single instead of the other way around. And then this is just basically going to be normal Strat setup with a 5-way switch. Pretty wild stuff. Be pretty fun. So we'll get those wired up tomorrow probably. I tell you what, let's go over some viewer comments. And I'm going to tell you about something else right after this that we're doing. Cruz says, hey Dylan, I'm not sure if you'll see this, but I'm curious what you think about dummy coils. We need to do a video about that, actually. I need to wind one. So let's do that. But let me get it ready. We'll do a video about it. I have some thoughts on it. I think they're dumb. I think there's no reason to do it. I think it's a lot of work and money and a lot of time for not that big a benefit. But that maybe my mind would change if we made a video and I found something else out. I mean, I've tried them before and I don't think they're that big a deal. But let's do a video about it. Let's call it out. And if it ends up that maybe they do something this time that they didn't do last time for me, maybe we'll figure it out. Let's see. Frank says, I'm having a hardtail Stratocaster built and I was wondering would having a copper faceplate affect the tone? No, you're gonna have a bunch of people say that eddy currents are gonna kill all the highs in your guitar and stuff. But the thing about eddy currents is they're has to be very, very close to the source of the eddy currents, which it wouldn't be. It also has to be perpendicular to the surface, which it's not. Well, it is, but it's not because the pickup is in a hole. There's some math that goes into that. We have a video about it. Basically, by the time you get this far away from something, eddy currents are kind of not a thing. So, no, you're fine. No Mods says, what's the deal with long sustain anyway? You hit one note and let it die out before you go on with the next? How long songs do you need? Just saying. Exactly, that's the way I feel about it too. Nobody plays like that. Nobody. Clean notes, no buzzing, nothing killing the string energy. That's what you're concerned about. To me, that's as much sustain as you need. Period. What about 330K pots? Can I assume that those are in between 250 and 500? I was recommended those when I replaced my humbucker pickups with P90s. Yes, they are right in between. Gibson used them for a long time, I think, and I think there's some other people that have too. I've used them. I don't really care about them that much, but yeah, try them for sure. Try them. It might get you right where you want to be. We should grab some and just do maybe a comparison. And maybe on that thing, I actually would do like a blind test and see if anybody can tell the difference. Because you can definitely tell the difference between 250 and 500. But that incremental thing in between, maybe we should do that too. MGB says, hey Dylan, have you ever talked about our dissected lace illumitones? I'm interested in what you think of their design. That is on the list. In fact, I'm going to try to buy some lace illumitones maybe this month. We'll probably saving up some dough over there from Patreon. That's what we use that for. If you're over at patreon.com, that's where your money goes to buy that stuff. And then of course when I get done with it, we give it away. So we'll probably buy two so we can take one apart and we can give one away. Todd says, that don't answer how do I tell if I'm putting in a tone pot or a volume pot? They're the same thing. If you solder it in like a volume pot, then it's a volume pot. If you solder it in like a tone pot with a capacitor on it, then it's a tone pot, but the pot is exactly the same. Provided you're using linear taper, audio taper, whatever. But we use audio taper almost on everything. So most of the time, if you just pick up two pots that are the same, you can use them interchangeably. It's just how you're setting them up in the guitar. So before I let you go, DylanContest.com. Now, people have been getting on me and saying it's broken, but it's not. It loads a little slow sometimes. It kind of depends on time of day or something. It's a MailChimp thing, so it does load a little slow sometimes. And people have been like, it doesn't work in Firefox. Don't use Firefox. Use Chrome. Like, it's just use a different browser. Try a different browser, etc., and it will work. I've tested it a bunch of times. Every time somebody says something about it, I test it. My wife tests it. She actually has a computer where she can run Windows and Mac and all the Windowses and all of the browsers, and it all works. So it does work. So it's your fault. I'm just kidding. It might be something on your end with your browser or cookies or something. I'm not sure. But it does work. We are very close. We're under 1,000 subscribers from giving that guitar away. I did bring the packaging and boxes with me, So, which I was trying not to do, but I did bring them with me. So we will be able to ship it as soon as it comes in, as soon as we get to 40,000. The other thing I wanted to mention is that tomorrow, Thursday, I'm gonna try to do a live show. Now I'm going from here in Chattanooga to Nashville tomorrow. So we have some travel time in tomorrow, but I'm gonna try to shoot for 5 or 6 o'clock in the evening. We're gonna go live. Just watch out for it, because it's probably not gonna be pre-advertised like it normally is, because I'm just gonna do it when I can tomorrow. But I wanna get back into the Thursday live thing. We got a new internet solution that's gonna work better, and I think it's gonna be awesome. So we're gonna get back to the Thursday live Q&As. You can put questions for that in this comments to this video over on Patreon as well. So, I always check Patreon first to prioritize those guys. So anyway, that's it. Thanks for hanging out, and hopefully we'll see you live tomorrow. I'm pretty stoked.